Text number 4, Canto 4, text number 28, chapter 28 and text 29 and 30. Oh. Mm.
You're doing a pranam mantras, Prabhu.
Yes, yes. Yeah. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye. Shrunotam Swakata Krishna Punyashravana Kirtana Hridayantastho Yavadrani Vidnoti Sursatam Nashtaprayesha Vadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nestike. Text 29. Upayeme Virya Panam Vaidarbhi Malayadhvajaha Yuddhi Nirjitya Rajanyan Pandyu Para Puranjayaha. Synonyms. Upayeme married, Virya of valor or prowess, Pranam the prize, Vaidarbhim the daughter of Vidarbha, Malayadhwaja Yuddhi in the fight, Nirjitya after conquering, Rajanyan other princess, Pandyaha best of the learned or born in the country known as Pandu, Para transcendental, Puram city, Jayaha conqueror. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. It was fixed that Vaidarbhi, daughter of King Vidarbha, was to be married to a very powerful man, Malayadhwaja, an inhabitant of the Pandu country. After conquering other princes, he married the daughter of King Vidarbha. Purport. It is customary among Kshatriyas for a princess to be to be for, sorry, for a princess to be offered under certain conditions. For instance, Draupadi was offered in marriage to one who could pierce a fish with an arrow simply by seeing the reflection of that fish. Krishna married one of his queens after conquering 7 strong bulls. The Vedic system is for a daughter of a king to be offered under certain conditions. Vaidarbhi, the daughter of Vidarbha, was offered to a great devotee and a powerful king. Since King Malayadhwaja was both a powerful king and a great devotee, he fulfilled all the requirements. The name Malayadhwaja signifies a great devotee who stands firm as Malaya hill and through his propaganda makes other devotees similarly as firm. Such Mahabhagavata can prevail over the opinions of all others. A strong devotee makes propaganda against all other spiritual conceptions, namely jnana, karma, and yoga. With his devotional flag unfurled, he always stands fast to conquer other conceptions of transcendental realization. Whenever there is an argument between a devotee and a non devotee, a pure, strong devotee comes out victorious. The word Pandya comes from the word Panda, meaning knowledge. Unless one is highly learned, he cannot conquer non devotional conceptions. The word Para means transcendental and Pura means city. The Para Pura is Vaikunta, the kingdom of God. And the Jaya, word Jaya, refers to one who can conquer. This means that a pure devotee who is strong in devotional service and who has conquered all non devotional conceptions can also conquer the kingdom of God. In other words, one can conquer the kingdom of God, Vaikuntha, only by rendering devotional service. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is called Ajita, meaning no one can conquer him. But a devotee, by strong devotional service and sincere attachment to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, can easily conquer him. Lord Krishna is fear personified for everyone, but he voluntarily agreed to fear the stick of Mother Yashoda. King Krishna, God, cannot be conquered by anyone but by his devotee. Such a devotee kindly married the daughter of King Vidarbha. Text 39. Tasyam sa janayam chakra atmajam asite shana या यविश यशा सप्त सुथान सप्त द्रविड bhubrataha. Synonyms: Tasyam, through her, saw the king. Janayam Chakre, begot. Atmajam, daughter. Asita, blue or black. Ikshanam, whose eyes. Yavi Yashaha, younger, very powerful. Sapta, seven. Sutan, sons. Sapta, seven. Dravida, province of Dravida or South India. Bhu, of the land. Britaha, kings. Translation: King Malayadwaja fathered one daughter who had very black eyes. He also had seven sons who later became rulers of that tract of land known as Dravida. Thus, there were seven kings in that land. Purport: King Malayadwaja was a great devotee, and after he married the daughter of King Vidarbha, he gave her one nice he gave her one nice daughter whose eyes were black. Figuratively, this means that daughter of King Malayadwaja was also bestowed with devotional service, for our eyes were always fixed on Krishna. A devotee has no vision in his life other than Krishna. The seven sons are the seven process of devotional service: hearing, chanting, remembering, offering worship, offering prayers, rendering transcendental loving service, and serving the lotus feet of the Lord. Of the nine types of devotional service, only seven were immediately given. The balance, the friendship, and surrendering everything were to be developed later. In other words, devotional service is divided into two categories, namely Vidhi Marga and Raga Marga. The process of becoming friends with the Lord and sacrificing everything for Him belongs to a category of Raga Marga, the stage of developed devotional service. For a neophyte, the important process of those of hearing, chanting, Shravanam, Kirtanam, remembering, worshipping the deity of the in the temple, offering prayers, always engaging in the service of the Lord and worshiping the lotus feet of the Lord. The word Yavi Yashaha indicates that these processes are very powerful. After a devotee engages in the process of Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, and he is able to secure these processes, he can later become a devotee capable of rendering spontaneous devotional service, namely Sakyam and Atmanivedanam. Generally, the great acharyas who preach devotional service all over the world belong to the category of Sakyam Atmanivedan. A neophyte devotee cannot actually become a preacher. The neophyte is advised to execute devotional service in the seven other fields, Shravanam, Kirtanam, etc. If one can successfully execute the preliminary seven items, he can in the future be situated on the platform of Sakyam and Atmanivedan. The specific mention of Dravida Desha refers to five Dravida Deshas in the South India. All are very strong in rendering preliminary devotional processes, Shravanam Kirtan. For some great acharyas like Ramanujacharya and Madhvacharya also came from Dravida Desha and became great preachers. They were all situated in the platform of Sakyam Atmanivedanam. End of purport. Om Ajnana Timrandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare Hare. I seek the blessings of all assembled Vaishnavas. Please forgive me for any misinterpretation. So the Puranjana, King Puranjana, he was remembering his wife at the last moment of his life. Uh, so in the Bhagavad Gita, it says, Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tyajatyante kalevaram. Whatever consciousness one quits the body, accordingly he will get a body. So King Puranjana was thinking about a woman, and in the next life he gets the body of a woman. In Bhagavad Gita also it is said, Shrotram chakshu sparshanam cha rasanam granameva cha adhisthaya manaschaya vishayanupasevati. That means the soul can take up a body of a man or a woman or an elephant or a dog or a ant. Now, according to the consciousness developed by the soul, by the desires of the desires of the mind is the root cause of developing that consciousness. And according to this consciousness, one gets certain kinds of shrotram ears. One may get the ear of a human, or one may get the ear of an elephant or a dog. Uh, Chakshu, we get certain kind of eyes, certain kinds of sense perception, sparsha, or certain kind of tongue, rasanam, or certain kind of nose, he can smell with that body. So in this way, he gets certain kinds of senses, different set of senses, and he enjoys the sense object in that body accordingly. For example, if one gets the body, a tongue of a tiger, that in that tongue it can only relish the flesh, fresh blood. Or if one gets the tongue of a cow, in that tongue it can only relish grass or some plants. So, according to the set of senses one gets, he enjoys accordingly. Now, Puranjana gets the body of a woman, so he is going to enjoy or suffer according to that woman's body. So, Puranjana was born as the daughter of King Vidarbha. Uh, she was named Vaidarbhi. So when she attained proper age, she was to be married to, she has to be married off. Now she is a princess, a royal princess cannot marry a commoner. She has to marry a royal, a prince. That is the custom. Even in outside of India also, in British royal family, they cannot marry a commoner. They have to marry from royal family only. So Vaidarbhi was to be married. There were, you say, Kshatriya marriage. In a Kshatriya marriage, there are so many ways Kshatriya can marry. In one of them, way of marriage, Swayamvara, where a bride chooses which prince she wants to marry. That is one way. In another way, Kshatriya marriage, there may be a task. Whoever can um, complete that task, challenging task, they can marry the princess. For example, when Lord Ramchandra was to marry Mother Sita, Goddess Sita's father, Janaka Maharaj, set up a task. He had a bow of Lord Shiva's bow, Janaka Maharaj had. It's very heavy. So many people needed to lift it. So whoever can string that bow can marry Sita. Many of the princesses could not even lift the bow. Lord Ramchandra could easily lift it. And when he tried to string the bow, that bow snapped. So Janaka Maharaj was very much impressed by the strength of Lord Ramchandra. So Lord Ramchandra married Sita. Sometime this Kshatriya marriage, a Kshatriya can kidnap a bride also. For example, when Rukmini was to marry Krishna, Rukmini was supposed to be married to uh, king of Chedi, Shishupala. Mm. Rukmini's brother, Rukmi, wanted his sister Rukmini to marry Shishupala on some political reasons. He was friends with Shishupala. So he arranged the marriage. He was making arrangements for the marriage of Rukmini with Shishupala. But Rukmini, from her very young age, she was in love with Krishna. Many sages, saintly persons who visit her father Bhishmaka's royal palace, they used to describe about Krishna's beauty, Krishna's strength, Krishna's opulences. So, including Narada Muni. So Rukmini has a great desire, and she was in love with Krishna. She wanted to marry only Krishna. So when the marriage was set up to marry Rukmini to Shishupala, she sent a secret letter through a Brahmana to Krishna, who was at that time the king of Dwarka. So in that letter, Rukmini has mentioned that I will only marry you, otherwise I will not live. And also she gave all indications how to kidnap. Before the marriage, it is a customary that the bride has to visit a temple of goddess Parvati. You come at that time and kidnap me. In this way, she gave all details. So Krishna comes, kidnaps Rukmini. Rukmini, who came to know that Krishna has kidnapped Rukmini, he became very angry. With his army attacked Krishna, but he was defeated. In this way, Krishna married Rukmini. Here, the Vaidarbhi, she was to marry a prince and very powerful prince. Uh, he was Malaya Dwaja from Pandu dynasty. So he defeated all other princes, so he was eligible to marry Vaidarbi. He is not only a great prince, he was a great devotee. Uh, so a devotee can also conquer others by the process of the knowledge. Pure devotee conquers all over the world by defeating all other arguments. The Here, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was going on South India trip, he met with Ramananda Rai. He asked this question. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu put Ramananda Rai on the place of a guru, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took the position of a student. And he was asking question, uh, Kon Vidya Vidyara Madhye Sara. What is which knowledge is the highest? For that, Ramananda Rai replies, um, Krishna Bhakti Vina Vidya Nahi Ara. That means that knowledge which can bring or it can make you a, uh, a great devotee, in make you bring you closer to the lotus feet of Krishna in Krishna Bhakti. That knowledge is the highest knowledge. That is what Ramananda Rai says. And similarly, when Keshav Kashmiri came to Nadia and defeated many, he was conquering all over the world, Digvijay. When he came to Nadia, many scholars were afraid to debate with him in Nadia. So they sent Nimai Pandit. He was only 16-year-old and he was a teacher. He had some students, grammar students. So they meet at the bank of Ganga and he defeats this Digvijay Keshav Kashmiri. And then there was some discussions after that. And that time, Nimai Pandit says, Digvijaya Kariba Vidyara Karya Nahi. Conquering all over world is not the purpose of Vidya. Sei se Vidyara Pala, Janiha Nischaya, Krishna Pada Padma Chitta Vittaraya. Meaning, the purpose of the Vidya is to fix our mind at the lotus feet of Krishna. So I'll stop here. Thank you for giving me this opportunity.